What's up, Cowboys Nation? In today's video, we're diving deep into a fresh wave of rumors shaking up the Dallas Cowboys universe, rumors that could reshape how the front office approaches the rest of this offseason and the upcoming 2025 NFL Draft. We've got rumblings of a potential Jalen Ramsey trade that sparked major conversations among analysts and fans alike. Then there's the latest draft chatter suggesting the Cowboys might be favoring wide receiver Tetairoa McMillan over Matthew Golden, a move that has some people nodding in approval while others scratch their heads. And on top of that, a brand new draft visit has been confirmed, adding even more intrigue to what's already shaping up to be one of the most crucial off-seasons for America's team in recent memory. So buckle up, because we're breaking everything down, looking at the implications, and discussing what it could all mean for Dallas in 2025 and beyond. Let's start with what might be the most attention-grabbing rumor of the bunch: a possible trade for star cornerback Jalen Ramsey. Even the mention of Ramsey's name in Cowboys circles immediately gets fans hyped, and understandably so. Ramsey, who has been one of the league's premier shutdown corners for years, brings an elite level of play, swagger, and experience to any secondary he joins. If Dallas were to acquire him, it would send shockwaves across the NFL. Pairing Ramsey with a young star like Darren Bland or Trayvon Diggs would immediately elevate the Cowboys secondary to one of the best in the league, both in terms of talent and depth. But the question on everyone's mind is, how realistic is this trade? And more importantly, would it be worth the cost? The Cowboys have been known for making bold moves when they believe the timing is right. With Dan Quinn gone and a new defensive philosophy being installed, adding a player like Ramsey could be viewed as the piece that ties everything together. He brings leadership, playoff experience, and a competitive edge that could push the defense over the top. Of course, Ramsey isn't cheap. He comes with a hefty salary and likely requires giving up premium draft capital. But if Dallas believes they're truly in a Super Bowl window, and with players like Prescott, Micah Parsons, and CeeDee Lamb in their prime, that argument could certainly be made. Then the risk may be worth the reward. Now, some might argue that investing heavily in the secondary isn't the smartest move with so many needs elsewhere, particularly along the offensive line and at running back. That's a fair point. However, imagine going up against teams like the 49ers or Eagles in the playoffs and having the ability to match up man-to-man on the outside without rolling extra safety help. That kind of defensive flexibility opens up the entire playbook for creative blitz packages, disguised coverages, and game-changing turnovers. Ramsey would bring that, and then some. It's a gamble, yes, but one that could pay massive dividends if the Cowboys want to push beyond just being playoff contenders. Shifting gears to the draft, a surprising rumor has begun to circulate that could have major implications on the Cowboys' strategy at wide receiver. According to multiple internal whispers, Tetairoa McMillan is starting to rise up Dallas' board and may now be considered ahead of Matthew Golden. That's a significant development, especially since Golden had previously been viewed by many draft analysts as a perfect fit for what the Cowboys need: a quick, agile receiver who can operate in the slot or stretch the field vertically. Golden's route running, separation skills, and hands made him an ideal complement to CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks. But the growing buzz around McMillan suggests Dallas might be looking for something a little different. McMillan, a taller, more physical receiver with elite contested catch ability, offers a very different profile than Golden. At 6'5", he brings an entirely different dimension to the offense, one the Cowboys haven't had consistently since the days of Dez Bryant. He's the type of player who doesn't need to be wide open to make a play. He can simply outjump and outmuscle defenders for the ball. If Dallas is looking to re-establish dominance in the red zone and on third downs, McMillan could be the guy. His catch radius is enormous, and he has a knack for coming down with tough balls in traffic. What this shift tells us is that the Cowboys might be leaning toward physicality over finesse at the receiver position. It could also be a sign that the front office isn't fully satisfied with the current red zone production and wants someone who can win battles in tight spaces. Of course, it's possible this is all smoke and mirrors. Teams leak draft preferences all the time to throw other franchises off the scent. But if the Cowboys are indeed prioritizing McMillan over Golden, it would be a bold statement about the direction they want to take the offense moving forward. Adding more fuel to the fire is the news of a confirmed new draft visit. While the name hasn't been officially released yet in this context, insiders are buzzing about a prospect who fits the Cowboys mold perfectly: high character, versatile skill set, and immediate impact potential. These visits are often good indicators of real interest, especially when they occur late in the draft process. They give the coaching staff and front office a chance to dig deeper, understand the player's football IQ, personality, and how they'd fit into the locker room dynamic. This particular draft visit could also reveal a lot about the Cowboys' priorities in the mid to late rounds. Are they looking for a developmental offensive lineman who can grow into a starter? Are they eyeing a hybrid linebacker safety who can bolster special teams while developing into a full-time role? These visits are more than just interviews, they're reconnaissance missions, and the Cowboys have been very strategic with them in the past. Just last year, some of the players who had pre-draft visits with Dallas ended up getting selected or signed as priority free agents. The fact that they're still actively bringing in players suggests that Dallas is keeping all its options on the table and is serious about building depth across the board. Meanwhile, fans are taking all of this and turning it into a full-blown off-season frenzy. Social media has exploded with mock drafts, trade packages, highlight reels, and comparisons. Some are already photoshopping Jalen Ramsey in a Cowboys uniform, imagining him walking out of the tunnel at AT&T Stadium with smoke and flames behind him. Others are passionately debating whether McMillan or Golden is the better long-term fit, pulling out college stats, breakdowns, and film reviews to make their case. And the conversations are only getting louder as we get closer to draft day. What's interesting is how these different rumors are starting to connect and paint a bigger picture. If Dallas is seriously exploring a trade for a top-tier corner like Ramsey, it might explain why they're putting more focus on bigger, more physical wideouts like McMillan. They may be planning for a tougher, more physical team identity on both sides of the ball. That would also explain their interest in certain types of prospects during draft visits, players who bring toughness, grit, and a competitive edge that can immediately raise the team's overall intensity. Another aspect worth watching is how these moves, or even just the rumors, impact the locker room. Bringing in a personality like Ramsey changes the dynamic. He's vocal, intense, and doesn't shy away from holding teammates accountable. That can be a good thing, especially for a team that's struggled with consistency and discipline in key moments. It could light a fire under the defense, challenge the offense to step up, and bring a level of urgency that's been missing in recent playoff runs. As for McMillan and Golden, whichever receiver the Cowboys choose could shape how the passing game evolves in 2025. If it's McMillan, expect more jump balls, more physical plays, and more contested catch scenarios. If it's Golden, the offense might lean more on speed, precision routes, and yards after catch. Both bring value, it just depends on what kind of offense Dallas wants to run under its new system and what kind of balance they're looking to strike with their current receiver core. And when it comes to these draft visits, they're a reminder that while big names grab headlines, championships are often won in the later rounds. Finding that one hidden gem, a fourth-round offensive tackle, a sixth-round nickel corner, or a hybrid linebacker can be the difference between being a good team and a great one. Dallas knows this. They've built well through the draft before, and with the right strategy, they can do it again. If you enjoyed this video and want to stay locked in on everything happening with the Dallas Cowboys, rumors, trades, draft updates, and more, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a single update. Your support means the world, and I'll catch you in the next one. Go Cowboys!